young and old, because I speak in the churches as well.
Good.
To try to, let people know my background, what happened to me, why I was incarcerated for all those years with a life sentence. And thank God I was blessed to get out in 22 years.
Okay, Mr. Alexander, concerning his situation, what would you say in reference to that?
Mr. Mathis points out something that is so important, that we know it's vital when someone returns to the community from the prison community, and that is being able to have family support, being able to have community support. So here's a man who had a life sentence, who spent decades in the prison, and was able to come out of that and become an important part of his community. I mean, he has wisdom to offer, he has guidance to give, and that is so incredibly important. It's so crucial that people are able to maintain contact with their families, to come back into the community. And it just makes me think about the fact, again, that there is a particular dialogue happening in this country, discussion about an awakening, about ending mass incarceration. And you look at states like California, for example, that repealed their 3 strikes laws, that realized that they had to do something about their sentences that warehoused people for the rest of their lives. And now they've returned so many individuals to their communities who never thought they would go home again, We think about the prison system that we were talking about in the first segment. We were talking about the violence in the prisons. And something that I think is so important for your viewers to understand, there are reasons for the violence. And that reason is not because the prisons are just full of wild animals and monsters who can't control themselves. But when you have people who are hopeless, who don't have jobs, who don't have programs, who don't have access to their families sometimes, people who are cut off from their communities, who are shipped far from their communities, have no way to get commissary if there isn't someone on the outside to help. If there is no hope, then people become desperate.
Very good. And of course, Mr. Indume, give us some information in reference to your situation over the last 4.5 or 5 minutes.
Right. Well, I would start out by saying that just trying to pick up on what Jenny was saying. Well, first off, I spent nearly 3 decades in prison, and what I've seen over the years, particularly since this new commissioner came in and the governor, they came in and just turned everything upside down in terms of, I think everybody understands prison is prison, and people are sent there for punishment and that stuff there, but I don't think that that's no reason that people, begin to, dehumanize people in such a way that, because most people sitting in prison coming home, and Pastor Walker kind of said it earlier about the way that you treat people. If you treat somebody less than human, and for years upon years, and send them out into society, you're sending out a ticking time bomb. I think that a lot of the stuff that's going on in the prison that created this violence, not only among other inmates, but also too against staff, is that some of these asinine policies that the commissioner came in with that don't have no penological value whatsoever in terms of trying to have people, give people space to correct themselves. It's like Ben said, certainly we have personal choice in that stuff there, but the reality is that I think that we also too have to realize and understand that we're dealing with a system, industry first off, and I want to say this to the people that's out there watching, particularly the ones sitting in prison. Prison is an industry, and billions of dollars are involved, and based on that, somebody going to jail. Bottom line, we know somebody going to jail because there's too much money involved, too many people sitting, feeding off of this misery that's created in some people's lives. The people that, when you look at crime rate, particularly drug stuff, that sent got a lot of people sitting in prison, nonviolent people sitting in prison. When you think about some of these drug laws and stuff that sent them there, you could go to any suburban community and find that it's happening much more, but the reality is that the people are being arrested and put in prison certainly ain't no worse than the people that's committing these other crimes that's not going to prison, but the reality is somebody going, and I think that I'm happy to see that there has been a lot of attention being paid to the conditions and stuff that's actually going on in prison now, because I think I left in 2012, which I was under this regime for about 2 years, and like I said, the things that they was actually doing don't have no value whatsoever in terms of a person coming out and trying to be a productive person and being a contributing member to society.
Ms. Alexander, close us out today.
I just think people have to be aware, and people are becoming aware. But listen, listen to what the people behind the walls are saying.
Right.
Listen to what the employees are saying. Listen to what the prisoners are saying. Listen to what the families of prisoners are saying. This has value. It has meaning. And finally, we're having some light shown in an area which by its very nature is secret and it's closed off. An institution, a prison, can keep anyone or any program or any volunteer or any educational opportunity out, and all it has to say is for the security of the institution. What it really means is for the security of maintaining its secrets. And it's time for those secrets to end, and it's time for the public to understand what it's paying for and the product that it can expect from that. It's time to end this. It's
real quick. Can I pick up on this point what she's saying about when
28
you're talking
seconds.